All right, now I'm going to look at Scotty's backstroke start. And Scotty, as you're addressing the wall here, your feet are way too low. I know it's a safe point to be, but you got your feet right here on the wall. I want them as close to the surface as I possibly can get them. So the toes should be right just under the surface. On those long pads that you see in the Olympic Games, they actually put their toes above the water line if you can get to that position. So we can't do it in terms of the United States when we're on shorter pads. We got to have our feet, our toes right under the surface of the water. But that's where you want them, really high, really close to the surface of the water. That way you can get your entire body out for the start. And as we know, air is less drag than water, so your hips will stay out of the water and you'll be in a better position to dive over the top of the water in your backstroke start rather than kind of on top of the water sliding through it with your hips and feet. You'll be in a better position. So as I watch here, you'll then take your mark and you can just see how much of your body is under the water. Your hips are completely under the water, as well as your feet all the way up to almost the kneecap. And we want to bring those feet up. That's going to get more, your ankle to the feet should be the only thing in the water, and your hips should be out of the water. Now, as you take your mark, I'd like to see your hands with your thumbs on top of these backstroke rungs. So you put your thumb right on top, and then you put your fingers around the top part of the backstroke starting platform if you have this kind of set up with the handles. And then as you pull up, you got a nice straight back. I'd like to see the hips in closer. So good neutral head position, that's what we want. We want to bring those hips in line. They should almost be slightly inside of our shoulders. And yours, you can see, is out this direction. We want more power. We're going to bring those in tighter, and that's going to give us a lot more power to jump with. And then as you come into the start, you can see with your feet so low, you're coming off the block, and you actually have an athletic move. I like the way the hands are coming over the top. If the hips were in a little bit, you'd be a little bit higher with the hips, but with your feet so low, your hips are staying in the water, and through the dive, you can just see as you're right here, you have this U shape with your feet in the water and hands in the water at the same time. And really, if you get up higher, those feet should kick up slightly, and as you're entering the water here, you should have your feet completely out of the water. So at some point, your whole body will be out of the water if you get up a little higher on the start. And that will help you have a faster backstroke start and keep you over the top of the water. You can see the feet kick up at the very end. But for the most part, almost half of your body is in the water at some point during the start of the backstroke. And you want a point at which no part of your body is in the water. And for the most of the start, only a very little part, your feet or your hands, are in the water until you submerge into your kick out. So I think you're doing a lot of good things, but we got to get the feet higher. And yes, that increases your chance of slipping, but if you execute the start the right way, you'll learn how that won't happen. And now we have, at higher level meets, backstroke wedges, and it even increases the chance that that won't happen as far as a slip. So you want to even be higher with the feet. So we want to start practicing that. That's going to help you be a lot more athletic on your start.